Mo breakfast. Time now is coming up to 20 minutes away from 9.
From the day you were married, you and your family have been working for life's little luxuries. Some you can only afford now and again.
Tahiti looks nice.
Simon, Tahiti.
Roger, Wilco.
But some luxuries you can afford every day of your life. Cousins Imperial Leather, the pure English soap that lasts so much longer. Cousins Imperial Leather.
Oh, that's a rewind and a half right there. It can be only ads, social media and aeroplanes with Vaughn Davis at tgf.co.nz joining us in Waipuna today. Hello.
Morning.
Yes, good morning to you. And we might have a slightly patchy Wi-Fi signal this morning, but we'll work our way through that. Yes, that was the old Imperial leather TV commercial from 1984.
1984, yeah, and it was advertising and aeroplanes in one, actually, because it was set on a Concorde. No social media back then. I hated that Imperial leather soap. I don't know about you. It had a crappy little sticker on it to make it flash, but all you ended up with is bits of wet paper in the shower, which I thought sort of sucked.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Anyway, so watching TV a couple of nights ago, they've remade it shot for shot. It's like the only thing that's really the product's changed slightly. It's a squirt-on version now for use in the shower. No bits of wet paper. And they've changed the Concorde, which has unfortunate associations of fiery death, with what looks like an Airbus 380. But other than that, they've remade the whole bloody ad, which got me thinking. It's interesting. Why not? You know, if something from 27 years ago is still well remembered and people love it and associate it strongly with the product, well, even the phone's the same. I'm just looking at the phone.
But
they've replaced the rubber duck with a real swan.
Yeah.
And the other sign of the times change is that the little kid, you can't quite see the full front of the undressed body. So I suppose our sensibilities have changed somewhat.
But I'm thinking though that if you weren't familiar with that original ad, and this was your first encounter of the Imperial leather thing, you'd be thinking, what a bunch of pompous, so and so's. How do they get away with this sort of, because people are a lot smarter about advertising now, aren't they? And this whole aspirational products thing and being aspiring to be rich and, hoity-toity.
Yeah. Yeah, all I can think has happened is the new product, the shower gel, is aimed at people like me, people who are kids when the first thing came out.
Yeah.
They saw that ad, they have associations with it, and they want to build on those, those fond brand memories from the mid 1980s and go from there. Otherwise, you'd make something new and good.
Yep, that's true. All right, moving on to another remake, the Sony Bravia balls, which I think most people are familiar with, the bouncing coloured balls. That's had a remake.
Yeah, pulled out in June, July for Wimbledon. I think this was a good remake. The original balls, you'll remember, were multicoloured, bouncing down San Francisco streets to a sort of pretty catchy, guitar lick. So they remade this. They wanted to promote 3D. Everyone wants 3D for Wimbledon, and they remade it in London with tennis balls. And I think it's pretty cute. The one thing that's missing from it for me is the music, and music's problematic. It's very tricky to, it's easy to get the rights to music. You just pay a whole lot of money, but if you want to run it a subsequent year, the price goes up because the artist and the management know that they're onto a good thing. So clearly they couldn't get rights to the music. Hey, speaking of music, and we don't have the clip for this, which is a bit inappropriate. Do you see that Scribe has remade Not Many?
Yes, the Christchurch stand-up track.
Yeah.
Or is it? No, it's not ready. You are right. It's not ready. It's not stand up. But it's a remake for that. Yeah.
Yeah. How many cities? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Really, really slickly shot video, and seems to be. It was just released yesterday, I think. It seems to be in association with BNZ. So if this is a marketing move, it's a pretty slick one. And BNZ branding is very, very subtle. Very cool.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was definitely worth a mention. That's 3 remakes. Let's move on to
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's move on.
Here's a
KFC
remake.
KFC remake, yeah, branding for the Rugby World Cup. It's a pretty tough subject for many businesses to broach because of all the terms and conditions around the Rugby World Cup. But KFC have done something unusual.
Yeah, they have, and some context for this. And I kind of forgot this, but 2002, our bid was largely unsuccessful due to branding and marketing issues. We could not guarantee clean stadiums. We could not guarantee that non-sponsor advertising wouldn't be in the stadium. And that's why we didn't get it 9 years ago. So it's a real hot topic. Put an Act of Parliament in place, the Major Events Management Act, which is pretty scary reading. But a lot of people are trying to wiggle their way around it. And KFC, despite their staunch denials, have done this. They have painted their, I think it's Dominion Road, isn't it? Down there, or is it Sandringham Road? Down that way anyway, not far from Eden Park. They've painted KFC black right down to the Colonel, which, given the Colonel comes from the deep south, I'm sure they never thought there'd be a black Colonel Sanders, but they're at least in outline he is. KFC will claim to the day they die that this is a promotion for a new flavour of Mountain Dew called Code Black.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So many companies are doing this. I got last week a pack of Abe's bagels, and they are rugby shaped bagels, and the press release that came with them had lots of black marks throughout the press release, just crossing out all the stuff that they couldn't say. There were little notes in the margin saying, "Oh no, we can't say this, we can't say that." And it was quite self-referential and very amusing, and of course also taking the piss out of the whole situation, really, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's good to see that. I mean, everyone else is just trying to be cheeky by seeing how far they can push it. I mean, there's a Vogel's campaign around talking about, a great second half or strength on the bench and stuff like that. And, of course, you've seen Steinlager go as close as they can to talking about the World Cup without actually talking about it. I mean, I even got an email from the Auckland Seafood School, a cooking class of all things, saying, World Cup opening specials. And they're breaking the law, They're really pushing it, but it's you can see why they want to protect the intellectual property. There's going to be some interesting stuff happening in the next 6 weeks. It'll be fun to see.
All right, moving on to a new Hell Pizza campaign.
Yeah, I like this. Remember they did the Hell Cross buns back in Easter?
Yep.
Where they were selling these evil buns. Doing it again, they're selling their advertising. You're in a pretty cool position where people will come and buy your ads. And in this case, they've made misfortune cookies. And these are, fortune cookies, basically, except with bad news inside them. So you will meet your mother in a strip club. These cookies expire in 2009, stuff like that. So, pretty funny. And, the Hell fans will lap it up. They'll get, they'll get the publicity they want. And this is a nice return to form out of Barnes Catma, I think, that campaign. Really, really good stuff.
Okay, indeed.
And the customers pay. Brilliant.
Yeah. Finally, aeroplanes.
Yeah. This got me thinking, if I had $50,000 to spare and knew how to weld, I'd be into this. A guy was advertising on Trade Me yesterday, or the Jolly Auctions disappeared, so he may have sold it. A home-built jet called a BEAD, B-E-D-E, BD5, and there it is. My God, look at that thing go.
Crikey.
This appears to meet the performance of a Skyhawk, yet be able to fit into your garage. And certainly the half-built one, $50,000. All it needs is a jet engine, or a really, really strong leaf blower, if you have one of those knocking around. I would love to see one of these flying around New Zealand. So anyone wants to go halvesies, give me a call.
Wow.
The BD5. There's also I did a bit more research. There's a version called the BD10, which was even more fast and more lethal and killed more of its pilots. Supersonic. You can get a supersonic home-built jet.
Would there be some kind of rules and regulations around this? That you can't have anything that's better than what the New Zealand Air Force has?
Oh, hell no. There are lots of people who have things better than the New Zealand Air Force has. That wouldn't be hard, sadly. The New Zealand Air Force has no combat jets yet. There'll probably be half a dozen advanced jet trainers in the country that with a little soldering iron, a bit of ingenuity, could have bombs and missiles under their wings. So the the need for speed is best met by buying a private jet yourself rather than joining the Air Force, sadly.
Indeed. All right, very cool. You can find this chat as a video once more up at the website tgf.co.nz, and have a chat with Vaughn on Twitter as well, twitter.com/Vaughn Davis. Enjoy the rest of your day, Vaughn. Thanks very much.
Will do. See ya.